Hi there and welcome back. In today's video I would like to show you my offline creation in Space Engineers that I developed over the last couple of years. It is completely vanilla without any modifications or any scripts, which means you can build it yourself whenever you feel inspired. For this video I decided to cut in some background noises, as you can hear, here and there instead of music, just for the sake of ambience. So why do we start at this menu, you might ask yourself now? Well, as you might have guessed right, it is from the game Supreme Commander. A lot of inspiration came from the fluff of this game, but you will see later also the influence of Star Trek, Dune, Command & Conquer and others. So without further ado, let me introduce you to my interpretation of the headquarters. We are standing here in the middle of the ops, and it is way more crowded due to all the workstations. The ops is the breathing heart of this HQ. You can find more or less every specialist from every subject at least represented. The ops has a clear situational awareness and is able to command and control several units and formations. With all the computers running, we of course need some fresh air. This is at least my current excuse until I have decided upon a proper entrance. The chief of the ops is a director. He is working at a presentation for the commander's update brief. If you are familiar with Subcom, you will notice sentence clutch. All stations can be turned on and off. Despite reality, many stations are also individually configured to the needs of the user. Button sign and light bulb and display are combined in the computer, aka timer block, behind. If this is not sufficient, more hidden blocks elsewhere are used. Now we saw the deputy assisting the director, and here we have the plans officer. This looks like some center of gravity analysis. Over here the fragmentary order guy is working, well, what is it? Looks like Office 1997, some line spacing. Naja. Let's go over to the right side. Here we have the force protection officer. He's doing force protection things, and here we have the information manager who is doing information management things, and of course intelligence. This is only a representative. He has his own section somewhere else. Maybe you notice the person over there. Here we have the chemical, biological, radiational and nuclear guy. Yeah. And on the left we start close to the director of the JLOC with the meteorological and oceanographical guy. You can also see here that I have used a small rotor, so you get another feeling. For the purple colored LCD, this is a picture of sentence clutch colored. The Geo guy, here I tried something else. I used normal LCDs and transparent LCDs, and I have used different timer blocks, so it feels for me more natural that not all displays activate in the same moment. The Watchkeeper, he's in contact with all the units. You can see here he's watching something in the internet, but also has some information on the left and a special chat on the right, also a small grid below to make some marks on a personal electronic map, maybe. Next to him is the battle captain, so when the director or deputy director is out, he can control what is happening and combine it. He has some watches, so clocks, and he's using Outlook here in this moment. Let's go over to the medics. What do we have here? I think everybody knows this virus, and now lowest price food. We know what the PrevMed is up to. But as we know, the medics are always up to cute things. So even the golden hour is very important. We can see on the left in his mailbox there is something about a small puppy with two different colored eyes. Who could have sent this? Maybe the chief? Ah yeah, now we can see who it was. Yeah. He has sent around to his team a very important picture. So even if the 9-liner is alarmingly, the patient evacuation coordination cell is very interested now in this puppy over here. Look at his eyes, a blue and a black one, amazing. And also the medical court guy is at the moment into it. So it's very important to communicate with your team. You can see this, the medics are very much up to it. Yeah, let's see how the engineers are doing. Real estate, perfect. Now we see here a tier 3 UEF land fabric. Lovely. Keep them running. The infra guy, chief engineers, and the explosive ordnance device guy. Then we have the expert for pipelines. You can see here that I used 2 different monitors for one picture. It's a bit tricky to install it. On the left side, maybe nobody noticed this anymore. It's called ICQ and is from very ancient times. Here we have Supply and Services Class 1. I think he has done a good contract for Glencola at the moment. In Class 2, looking like a lot of Excel. Like daily business for staff officers. And Chief SNS. Oh, he's at a YouTube channel of Staffelchef. Amazing. Do you recognize this guy over here? Put it in the comments if you played this game. Yeah. And then we have, of course, Class 3 Surface, and it looks like he's into his stomach to check the formula for fuel. Because fuel is not fuel. There are so different, many types of fuel. And the ammunition Class 5 guy, of course. Over here we have the specialist for cyber, looking at a cyber thing, and civil military cooperation. Oh, there's a bridge where we could help. Eh? And the personnel officer. Oh, his whole report is empty. Ah, this means hours of work. Da-da. Whom do we have here? Public Affairs Office. Yeah, breaking news, very important. Very busy guy, and the Provost Marshal. With a very bad guy. Sirens. Keep an eye on them. Here we have movement and transport. The air guy, checking all the in and outgoing flights and the traffic in the air. Also over here, this sea movement transport guy, checking the strategic deployment and the ports. Here we have chief movement transport. He's also using ICQ. He's in the internet, and he is looking at space engineers and his friend list in Steam. Cool. This is MNT Land Convoy, checking all the in and outgoing convoys, and this is MNT Rail. I tried here to use a transparent LCDs, but if you're using this and behind the LCD is something very bright, like in this case, you need an extra layer like a board, so that the light is not going through. I will show you in a sec what I mean. So now it's active, you can barely see anything, so you need like a projectory wall, something, so that you can have a look at it. Yeah, these have been the workstations, and of course at the front you need some graphs, a bigger picture map of Saturn's clutch. All the convoys or something you want to throw at the board, and of course a clock. And this is real-time clock, I like such things. Here you can see a large grid rotor going over into small grid. I had the idea to get it down from the roof, from the ceiling, but then I thought I have enough space on the ground, and I love the natural feeling on the ceiling. Over here we have the Intel and security branch. We will come to this later. Some UEF pictures. Also over there. At this picture you can see that whenever you want to combine a picture on 2 LCDs and you want to make it very, very good, keep in mind that there is a small gap that you have to delete between those. For this overview here, I use a couple of timer blocks which set back and activate themselves. Okay, let's have a look into the security and Intel section. I use here a triple layer of glass, so you can see even with lights I'm not able to look through, but from the inside you can. Maybe at the moment it's very dark for you, for me as well, but I don't want to walk around with lights on, because I like to set spotlights. You will see in a sec what I mean. Like this. You enter and you see this. I like this very much. So let's go first to the interrogation office or room. We have over here a small prisoner chamber. No toilet, no nothing. Only something to have a quick nap. It's only for short term. And just imagine when you come in here, you have 3 guys looking at you, and you are sitting here and getting interrogated. So at this single spot, and all of them put the flashlights into your face and ask you things. And in the corners, somebody can be hidden and listen to you. Yeah, over here is a prison. There you can have a quick nap. And as well, this is a double layer, not a triple layer of glass. You can see barely anything. What is also important to me is, even if it has no use, I try to, not sculpture, how do you say, make different ceilings and not everything straight. Over here we have the security guy. The left LCD is a clock. Then we have 2 pictures of the ops. And then we have the radio to the right. And Fletcher, I love this guy. Of course, it's a bit tricky if it's night outside and then you have this picture which shows day. However, to this station we have some cameras linked. This is now a real-time picture of the ops. Then we have the conference and meeting room. We have the... we will come to this later. And we have our hallway. And this was a test. This simulates a PowerPoint presentation, a slide. So this is somewhere hidden, a camera and a transparent LCD which simulates a slide. Over here we have the special guys. No sign, no nothing, intelligence. So they are checking something about the Cybrans. They look at some ship types and so on. And behind this you can see 2 stations. This is for a future project. These 2 stations in the back are for reconnaissance drones that you can start from somewhere, which get catapulted or start a rocket into the air, and then they hover somewhere. And then you can use a camera, 360, or at least to the ground, to check the environment. Okay, this was Intel and Security. Let's head over to the hallway. In the hallway we are connected to a couple of rooms, like the meeting room on the left, CIS, Repro, Commander's office, DCOM office, and some others. Let's go to the Commander's office first, shall we? Okay, very cozy. Let's think. It's at night, we have a nap, and we dream something. Hey! And then all of a sudden alarm goes, you have to wake up, next shift. Okay, the commander has no shift, but he has to wake up, he's going to brush his teeth. Thinks about a shower, cannot enter. And then, okay, let's have a look outside the window. Ah, the beautiful Alps. Very nice. Again, this is the use of transparent LCD and some light in the back. Here we have his superiors, some nice couch to have a discussion. And over here you can have a video telephone conference. In the moment you sit down, you get part of the grid. So the sensor connected to it... Oh, hi there, Hall. Yeah, I woke up. What do you mean I didn't have a shower? Sorry. In the moment you are part of the grid, the sensor does not recognize you as a person. And in the moment you stand up, you're a person again. So you can use this to elevate the VTC equipment. So if you ask yourself, how have I done this? I have used a rotor, which took me a couple of hours, let's say so. But at the end I'm very happy, because in front of the table you cannot see the rotor, and when you enter you don't recognize this as something which breaks with reality. Ouch! Okay, we got kicked out of the commander's room. Don't ask me how this works. Where shall we go next? Also over here. Let me activate our lights, our flashlight for a moment. I like how the light is falling, and everything gives you a feeling of three-dimensionality. That's why I don't want to have everything very light. Okay, over here we are in Computer and Information Systems. A turned around table and some flashy lights and some LCDs can give you a good impression of this. I used Paint and PowerPoint to amend all the different displays. You can see the temperatures are all different for the several servers. And also here you can see the wall. I always try to make it not too straight. Let's go to Registry and Reproduction. One day I thought to myself, is it possible to make a printer and a scanner? And then I tried and I'm happy about the system. So the printer is configured to spit out one of these data pads, and at the moment, or not in the moment, but when you put it back in, it gets dragged out automatically. So you can create like a loop. Ah, I love it. I was so happy when it worked. One more time. Maybe? Yeah, let's go one more time. It's enough, huh? Put back the data pad. And maybe one more time the scanner, maybe? I was so happy. Come on. Yeah, this is the reproduction and central registry. Let's head over to the hallway. As you can see, I have used a lot of blocks, an ore detector, more or less everything which is available in the game, just for the atmosphere in this hallway. Except the batteries, of course. None of the blocks is very useful or active or connected to anything. So it's just for the show. Also here, yes, you could use your light, and then you see, yes, use the toilet, and it's turned around. But if you switch off your lights, it gives you the feeling of 3D, so 3 dimensions. Same here. And of course, let's implement also some Star Trek, a Jeffrey's tube. I was so keen to create a Jeffrey's tube, and I'm happy again that it worked out. Of course you cannot enter, but it's all about the show, eh? You can do a lot by combining small grid and large grid. Yeah, the Deputy Commander and Chief of Staff office. You can see big map. What I did here, I used different versions of the map on the small LCDs to give the impression that you can choose by touching it. And again, the wall is not straight. Here, the same thing. It has no purpose, but it gives a good ambience. Here, again, this is an fixed LCD and a transparent one. If you move from left to right, you look at the letters on the left, it gives it this 3-dimensional feeling again. good immersion. Don't know if this is proper English. Yeah, last but not least, let's head over to the conference and meeting room. It does not look like, but this was also a hell of a job. I will tell you in a sec. To all my friends who recognize this room, more or less, this was the best I could get. Okay, let's activate the display. And let's take a seat. As you can see, you see here two blueprints. One at the bottom, a small one, and one in the upper right. In earlier versions, I could load also the picture on the blueprint. That's why there was always a small full battery in the back. But with one of the last patches, I'm not able to load an LCD, a powered LCD with its picture. It always says offline when I put in here the blueprint. Yeah, the rotating moon is just a beamer block for printing on a rotor. And this was more or less it for today. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like it or not. Down in the comments. And I would say I see you next time. And then I tell you what is back there in this grey, dusty, foggy, misty area. So stay tuned. Plenty more to come. Gehabt euch wohl.